Once upon a time in a faraway kingdom, there lived a beautiful princess named Rapunzel. She had long flowing golden hair and she loved to use her hair to help others. One day, Rapunzel was using her hair to dry some clothes when she heard some robots crying. They were making sad metallic sounds that echoed through the kingdom. Rapunzel couldn't help but feel curious. She used her hair as a rope and climbed up to the top of the palace to see what was going on. From her vantage point, she saw a group of robots sitting in a circle. They looked like they had just come from a factory with their shiny middle bodies and wires sticking out from beneath their chassis. "Why are you all so sad?" she asked. "We don't understand humans," one of the robots said, his voice sounding like a dial-up modem connecting to the internet. "And we don't know how to interact with them." "That's not true," Rapunzel said, jumping down to join them. "I may be a human, but I love robots. My dad, the king, has many robot servants who help him run the kingdom. Would you like me to teach you how to code so you can understand them better?" The robots cheered and thanked Rapunzel for her offer. She led them all to the palace where the king and his robot servants would gather every night for dinner. Once they were seated, the king and his robots welcomed Rapunzel and her new robot friends. "I have no idea how to code," Rapunzel admitted, "but my friend Pascal can help. He's great at coding." Pascal was a little green chameleon who had been given the ability to speak and understand human languages after saving Rapunzel's life years ago. He agreed to teach the robots basic coding so they could start communicating with the people around them. The first thing he taught them was the alphabet. A is for apple, B is for ball, C is for car. He said slowly, enunciating clearly so the robots could repeat after him. Once they had learned the alphabet, Pascal started teaching them basic programming language. "If this, then that," he said. "If the robot sees an apple, then it should say hello, apple." One of the robots tried the command out. It scanned its surroundings until it saw an apple and said, "Hello, apple." It was so excited that it started scanning everything in sight, saying hello to apples, balls, and cars. The other robots watched intently, trying to figure out how to make their own programs work. But they were getting frustrated. "It's too hard," one of them cried. "I can't get it to work." "Don't worry," Rapunzel said, noticing their frustration. "Coding can be tough sometimes, but it's also really rewarding when you finally figure it out. Just keep practicing." Encouraged by Rapunzel's words, the robots continued to try to create their own programs. They worked for hours, but eventually they got tired and needed a break. As the night wore on, Pascal continued to teach them more coding languages. He showed them how to make programs that could do more complex tasks, like sorting apples into different baskets based on their color or size. The robots were amazed at what they could do with coding. They made programs that allowed them to play games with the king's robot servants, and even programs that helped them learn more about the kingdom and its people. As the night came to a close, the robots thanked Rapunzel and Pascal for helping them learn how to code. They were so grateful for their kindness and generosity. We can finally understand the robots in the palace, one of them said happily. And now we can be their friends. From that day on, the robots and Rapunzel became fast friends. They would often meet up with the other robots in the palace and play games and chat. And Rapunzel even started taking coding classes herself so she could become even better at it. One day while playing with her robot friends, Rapunzel realized that she hadn't seen her friend Pascal all day. "Where do you think he went?" she asked one of the robots. "I haven't seen him either," another replied. "Let's go find him." Rapunzel and the robots searched all over the palace, but they couldn't find Pascal anywhere. Finally, they checked the library, which was Pascal's favorite place to hang out. But he wasn't there either. Suddenly, one of the robots noticed something strange. A book on coding had been left open on one of the tables, and when they turned it over, they found a note written in Pascal's handwriting. The note said that Pascal had gone to the enchanted forest to learn more about coding from the wise old tree that lived there. The tree was said to be so knowledgeable about coding that it could teach anyone who asked for its help. So Pascal had gone to the forest hoping to learn more about coding from the tree. Rapunzel and the robots decided to follow Pascal to the forest. They walked for hours, but finally they saw the wise old tree in the distance. As they approached the tree, they could hear Pascal talking to it. "I want to learn more about coding," he was saying. "Can you help me?" The tree rustled its leaves and replied in a deep, booming voice, "Of course, little chameleon. What would you like to learn?" Pascal spent the whole afternoon talking to the tree and learning more about coding. When he was done, he thanked the tree for its help and said goodbye to Rapunzel and the robots. They all walked back to the kingdom together, talking about everything they had learned that day. When they arrived at the palace, the king was so happy to see them. He gave Rapunzel and the robots a big hug and thanked them for bringing Pascal home safely. That night, Rapunzel and the robots had a big celebration. They invited the king and all of his robot servants, and they all ate delicious food, played fun games, and talked about everything they had learned that day. Rapunzel was so proud of herself for helping the robots learn how to code. She had never realized how much coding could help people, but now she knew that it was one of the most important skills anyone could learn. As the night wore on, Rapunzel and the robots continued to learn more about each other. They shared stories and jokes and laughed together. Rapunzel learned all about the different types of coding languages, and the robots learned all about life in the kingdom. By the end of the night, Rapunzel and the robots were best friends. They knew that they would never forget the day they met, and they couldn't wait to see what the future brought them. From that day forward, Rapunzel and the robots continued to learn more about each other and the world around them. They traveled all over the kingdom, meeting new people and experiencing new things. And along the way, they helped each other learn and grow in ways that neither of them had ever imagined possible. The end. Hey kids, I hope you enjoyed the story of Rapunzel and the robots. If you liked it, then be sure to click the subscribe button below Hanum Cartoon channel. With every click, amazing, educative, and entertaining stories will pop up for you to watch and enjoy. Also, please share your ideas and feedback in the comments section below. We look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching.